Think about what you did.
Nobody makes it to the end of these things. Come on.
The Broken Agenda Podcast. Sponsored by Laughing Rock Technology.
To get them ready for release. And there was no audio on any of them. And they were live guests that had come in from like distances. Oh. And I couldn't, there was other people involved. And I'm trying to, you ever have that moment where you know you're not going to lie because you're not a liar, but you're thinking about what lie would work? Like you're rolling through, if I was a liar, what would I say? Like what possible story can I make up here?
Who or what could I blame?
Yes, that doesn't make me look like a complete effing idiot. And I'm running through the lies in my head. And then I decide on a whim to check device manager on my computer. And I had an audio card issue and I fixed it and there was sound. And I was like, oh, thank God. I was like, thank God. Because the one guy drove in for 2 parts because it was a half-an-hour podcast and he did 2 episodes and he drove in for him. And I was like, how did I screw this up so bad, so completely mess this up that I have...
But then you realized your awesomeness prevailed.
That is true. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm great, and the technology understood that, so it corrected itself.
It tried.
I flexed, and the Matrix, expanded.
Usually,
like Neo in the hall.
That was an awesome scene.
That was an awesome scene. I haven't. What were you gonna say, Tyler?
I was just gonna say when I get to that point, I'm usually considering leaving, like the state. Like,
yes.
Run and hide.
It's
not the only other alternative I have.
I can stay in a lean-to for at least 5 years.
Come back and everyone will forget about what I fucked up.
That's right. They'll just be surprised I'm alive.
It's when you sit in a chair, you lay down the 22, you get the string tied to it, and you're contemplating what to do.
No. In all my situations, I'm very much alive. Very much.
I better not pull the string.
No, it never goes that route. There goes that route. Jimmy, we'll talk after this.
Watch me pull a rabbit out of my hat.
I'm gonna post the helpline.
You okay, buddy? We'll talk.
Okay. Thanks, man.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the podcast. I want to start with a big thank you for your patience. I know we took a couple of weeks off. We were doing a international tour of Podcast Excellent all around Europe and most of North Africa with monarchs and stuff. And we were on vacation. Nobody cares about her. None of that's true. But we are back, and we're back with flavor. And that flavor is Victor Ocasio. So Victor is the owner of OmniV, which is I'll let you tell him, but a software development company.
It is a software development company. Been doing software development since 1997. That's a long time. But yes,
You've known code back then.
Yeah, we used to pass spreadsheets around.
It came out of Cracker Jack's boxes. You had to open it up, and then you got a little snippet of code. And then
What the hell is this?
Then you
had to
that,
handwrite it. You didn't use a computer.
And then you had to order that little plastic thing in the mail to be able to.
Well, you had to decode it. I mean, yeah, it's code. You have to decode.
You can't just do code without D.
Exactly. This guy loves the D.
We love all that functionality.
So, and we've known each other almost that long. It's been over 2 decades, hasn't it?
I've known Craig for a very long time.
We've jumped out of planes together. We've gotten drunk together. It's been a wacky ride.
It's been a fantastically happy ride.
Aw,
That's the way I look at
you're
it.
making me blush, all 4 cheeks. I love it.
God, I'm feeling the blush.
There you go. So, well, I'm glad to have you on the show, man. So,
It's a pleasure. Thank you for inviting me.
a couple of things I want to talk to you about a bunch because I know you are unique in a lot of ways, and it's an hour-long show. I'm sure they'll figure out some of the other ones. But you're unique in the sense that you code. How many languages do you code in? I know you do PHP. I know you do Java. I know you do XML.
There's too many for me to count, unfortunately, but probably around 10 different languages that I can dabble in.
And you pretty much mix them all.
I like to mix. Yes, when I program, I'm not in a normal development type of situation where I like to have languages talk to each other because that's beauty behind it.
It's kind of awesome, except never once have I ever had anybody take a look at your code and be able to decipher it.
That's the beauty behind the code. It works.
It definitely works.
It's a combination of working pieces, right?
I tell people we are cake makers, and we make different types of cakes, and using different types of ingredients.
That's bullcrap.
Yeah.
No, you're making Thanksgiving dinner, but you're John Madden, and you make the turducken. You just keep cramming codes into other codes until it's just a turkey that has all sorts of JavaScript coming out of it.
It's like it's like a mutt.
It's like a mine.
It's an organically grown thing.
Maybe it's actually maybe it's actually V code.
V
V
code.
code.
That's what you should have called your company, V code.
V code.
That'd be kind of awesome. I can see the logo and everything. V for victory.
Well, yeah, we called it, actually, the company started off several different names, believe it or not. We started off as CC Universal Productions, which stood for Chubby and Cute.
Wait, that's what CC stood for?
Who in the world
I never
decided
knew
that?
Chubby and Cute. For the, CC Universal.
Well, all right. So can I say it on air?
Go ahead.
You're still cute, but you used to be chubby.
I used to be very chubby.
What were you, about 500 pounds?
We did about 4 and some change.
4 and change?
Yeah, at one point in life. Take you to club.
You were a big boy, my friend.
But
I don't even remember you from that. I didn't even know you then.
I don't think you did. No.
And
That
I
was
mean, that's what happens when you're young and not paying attention to what you eat, and get job security where you can have cheesesteaks delivered at a whim.
Oh, they're so good though.
And you sit and develop V code.
And you said, no, actually before we were programming back in the day like that, that was heavy stuff back in the day. But yeah, I mean, I'm glad we lost it.
Well, you also don't sleep.
No.
I mean, there is only one person in my life that if I get a message at 4 o'clock in the morning, it's from, and it is always Victor.
Yeah.
And it's always a random thought, like he's been on a coke bender for the last week, and this is like,
I've gotten myself in a situation where I expect people to be doing the exact same things that I'm doing, and I realize that world don't work that way.
no, we're asleep.
Yeah.
The rest of us are asleep.
And I'm like, I'm up doing stuff, and I'm like, making life happen the way I look at it. And
You're
it's
just
like,
checking shit off on the list.
I'm like-
I got to send a text message. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, but it's never a regular. It's like, if ponies had thumbs, you think they would have invented cardboard boxes? And I'm like, what?
it's
Are you?
always some
What is
weird
happening?
random
Yeah, it's-
thought that comes in, and
maybe I don't know. Like, it's weird.
Hey, you can text me, man. I'm usually up.
Actually, Jimmy would get into that conversation with you. You guys would probably end up Venn diagramming the pony thumb situation.
But we like the programming. Programming is fun. What we learned over the years is that every situation that we come across from the customer base is so unique and different that I'm glad that we have a piece of software now that actually does whatever I want it to do to people when they ask me to do.
Well, now you're talking about LucidTrac, right?
Yeah, that started off as like an old.
Well, do you want to start there? You want to show it? Can we show it? Is that cool? I mean, I don't want to because I know you got patents and stuff. Like, I don't want to.
Well, no, you're more than welcome to show it. I mean, we copyrighted the thing. We trademarked the thing, and now basically we're trying to get the thing to the masses.
Do you want to go to your website, or do you want me to just go into the app?
Go to both.
Hey, Victor, maybe we can build a bot.
Well, we use the app at Laughing Rock, so you can log into your login.
You can code me a bot
We'll just have to fuzz out any customer names or anything.
for a trading bot.
That's what I said. I said you should be trying to see if you can figure out have it do it automatically.
Oh, I can. I just need somebody to write the V code.
There you go.
I'll sponsor that. Can we make that happen?
We can.
Would you do that?
Why not? I mean, there's enough money involved in anything.
Well, I think it's going to print its own money. Just like, choom, choom, choom. It's like a slot machine.
There's more than enough vodka in anything. We can have a lot of fun.
Whoa. It's going to be fun. This is going to be a good time. All right. Let's make this. I'm not even kidding. Like, I would love to take what you know what you know and turn it to my benefit.
I've
Well, I think at that point we might all benefit.
I think if you guys could properly code this out, I think that would sell itself.
I absolutely think we can code it out.
And what we're talking about to anybody
If
listening,
I could code it out, but I can't code it out.
what we're talking about is Jimmy is exceptionally good at market predictions, as you've seen on some of the other podcasts with cryptos and things like that. He's trying to take his market prediction system and digitize it. So, which I would love to see, because every single time you have told me when to get in, when to get out, you've been right. I don't know that you've ever missed the mark. By a little bit, but not like a major miss. Like maybe like a little bit up or down.
What we need is a test to like actually run it.
No, just put all your money in.
All in.
You gotta live forever. Just
fine.
get in there.
Fine, 68, 62, all in.
There you go. Done.
All in.
So this is your website. So let's take a look at this. So the app is what you have we just call it the app. LucidTrac.
It's an app. It started off as the app. LucidTrac is a platform. It's an ERP platform. We basically tied in all communication features, marketing, deal management. Thanks to Tyler. Anything that you could basically think of is just about in there. SMS marketing, phone calls, automated services, templates. I mean,
your phone service is built right into the app, right?
The phone service is built directly into the platform, so it means that you get.
But hold on, does it have faxing?
Yeah, I mean, if you desperately want it.
Okay, good. Just making sure. I love faxing.
I mean, it is a little old school, but yes, we can integrate fax services directly into the platform.
Judgmental son of a bitch.
I love fax. I still use Metro fax. I mean, we got Metro fax.
I personally like fax.
Sometimes when I get
Jimmy just likes to fax around.
I just like the fax, man.
Just the fax.
It's a PDF anyway. I mean, that's what we get. Nobody actually. Do you physically have a fax machine still?
Oh God, no.
at home.
Was this 1974?
I was getting ready to say. I was like, yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's all tied into the platform. Basically, we can either self-host these nodes or you can put them out on a GPC cloud environment.
And you're doing. Go back down there, Tyler.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, you're doing integrations with a ton of stuff here.
Yeah, we integrate. We got about 10 different integrated partners: Google, Twilio, Salesforce, Five9 for home communications. A bunch of different.
Is that Vonage? You're working with Vonage?
No, this is what we can replace.
Oh, what you replace? Sorry,
So,
I mean, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, so what can you replace all in one fell swoop? So the way we market the platform is basically unlimited users per node, and a node costs XYZ per month based upon your requirements. So that means that all your staff, whatever it takes to run your business, you can service through one monthly low cost, minus anything that obviously is metered.
And I will say it, and we don't use the calling, not because we're a telecom company, so we have our own stuff going on. But I really like the CRM stuff you and Tyler put together. The sales tracking, the lead tracking.
Dude, that's a lot of good stuff, man.
Dude, check this out. Have you ever seen this app? So Victor and I used to work on this back in the heyday when it was in its original form. It's a whole different monster now.
Oh, this is a beast.
The thing is ridiculous, but this is. Well, here, Tyler, this is your...
Yeah, this is the dashboard.
That's the one. Tyler's dashboard is a little Spartan, in my opinion. I have over 20 different 30 different actual widgets.
See, I was thinking this is cluttered.
Well, I'm thinking I gotta reduce this down.
No, I mean, at this point right now, yeah, you can throw that dashboard to the moon, basically, at this point.
Is this the Laughing Rock dashboard?
That is the...
This is, yes.
And this is what... And he built this for you?
He built this for him, and he allows us to use it, which is nice. Yeah, now we do a ton, and I live a lot in the tickets because that's where the ops team lives, where they're making tickets for customers and building them out. And there's all the categories at the top and all the tickets for the different customers. But Tyler lives in the sales module, so all those things at the top, those
Tyler, can you
white
increase
boxes.
that font size just a hair?
Yeah, let me see here. Let me zoom in for you.
Nice.
Yeah, so you have it's modularized. It's also threaded, so that means that when we set up a node for a new location, it's pretty responsively fast, basically, because we're threading the domain back to
We're
up
gonna
to 5 or 6 times back to the actual node itself. So communications happens fast.
Can I get the official definition of node?
A node is basically just an access server that's hosted out on the internet.
It's a virtual machine.
It's a virtual machine, basically.
So, like, he sets up a virtual machine, installs the software, and then it's yours. You just pay him for the licensing and for
Is the node like my server?
Correct.
Well, yeah,
it's a private server based on your needs. So
Okay.
And so we can actually white label it.
And then the server, even though it's my server, it's actually a node of some bigger.
Within another.
Well, yeah, it's a private server for you out in the...
Like, why call it a server and a node?
The whole thing is web-based. So if you pay him for a node, he's going to set it up on its own environment, but you only access it through your web browser.
And
it's not sitting on
what
your
he's doing
server.
is giving me a node and putting a server on it.
And putting the software on it, and then you access it from any browser.
Consider node and server the exact same thing.
So is it right to say you have dedicated resources versus pooled resources in a node environment?
It's based on it's based on the user who wants. So you can come up to me and say, I want it set up this way versus setting a different way, or where it's shared environment. We can do actually both. So you have GBC shared resources or Google Private Cloud or Amazon, wherever you guys really want to stick it. It doesn't matter where it's going. And then at that point, you could either have it self-contained, sole tenant, so that it's not actually, you can actually rent the bare metal from the cloud provider. But it all depends on the needs. So normally we stick with Google because Google basically owns the world.
So you get the node from Google?
Yeah, we spin up a virtual machine.
And Google has nodes?
He's just saying nodes now.
He just likes the word node.
No,
I'm trying.
is funny.
Listen, I'm really trying to understand.
And I'm trying to understand why he thinks node is funny.
In the tech world,
I know he's got the Jimmy
Listen.
smile.
Well,
Like he's about to tell me the Earth is flat and get me all fired up. I know where this is going. I've seen that smirk.
I'm trying to understand. Is the like do you have unlimited nodes? Like, do you have nodes to give out from Laughing Rock?
I think I have 4.
Like, does Laughing Rock have a pile of nodes?
What am I, a biologist? I
I
don't know.
know.
Like, I don't even know what we're talking about anymore.
Like, do you have a limited amount of nodes?
Laughing Rock.
Are the nodes in the cloud?
Laughing Rock has 1 node.
Okay. How many nodes are in the cloud? Like billions?
Oh my god.
Are there billions of nodes?
There are
Unlimited
nodes. It's unlimited.
I can't do this.
Yeah, you. This is the problem. You tech guys can't relate to the common folk.
The common folk.
Yeah. Nobody.
Yeah, the server is basically it's a virtual computer. A node is a virtual computer where the software runs on it.
All right.
The common folk.
All right. Carry on.
He just waves his wand and it's there.
You mean the node?
The node.
Okay.
The node is the
No,
All right, that's right. You know what? From now on, if anybody says the word node, they have to drink.
Yeah, we sell them as nodes, but they're basically servers.
Drink.
They're basically virtualized servers.
And that's where a guy like me gets confused because you guys you say the same thing and it means
No,
two
you're
different
right.
things.
Tech guys love doing that. The reason we say a different thing is because it can be either. So it can be one server.
To me, it's my server, but
one
to
server-
you've given me a node
Right.
and put my server on.
Because one physical server could have 50 nodes on it. So you can partition the server into 20 or 30 different sub-servers inside of one box.
Okay.
And each one would be a node, but they'd all live in one server.
Correct.
So that's why we give it a different word. But you're right. It's confusing.
It's confusing.
It's basically your server.
Yeah.
It's running a virtualized environment that runs the software based upon your needs, basically.
Yeah.
Okay, back to the advanced part of the conversation.
Oh, it's gonna get super weird.
I told you what I tell you at the beginning. I'm going to ask all kinds of.
I mean, Jimmy got you to say what he wanted you to say.
I know he did.
Just, it's a server.
I know he did. I know he won.
It's a server.
He always wins. Give it enough time. One of these days, I'm gonna flip this whole bar over. I'm just gonna flip.
It's a pretty big bar. I gotta see that.
I'm a pretty big guy. We're gonna make this thing happen.
And it's bolted to the ground.
That's not. I'll blow my knee out and I'll be in the hospital for 3 weeks. The bar won't even move.
Shoulder will snap.
Yeah, I'm old, frail.
But from a communication standpoint, that's what it is. Basically, at the end of the day, it went from the lines of us passing spreadsheets around, because that's what it was. It started as a program for spreadsheet connections to actual ERP software, which I can run an entire business through this platform, and you probably are aware. You've been using it for a while.
Oh yeah, we've been using this for years.
And it's just, that's what it is. I mean, so some of the stuff that we did recently with Tyler was that we kind of like, I kind of pinned him to the wall and said, why are you still using HubSpot? And tell me why HubSpot is so cool to use. And so we, over the course of a month, went through and basically built everything that HubSpot had on their free tier for Tyler, which turned out to be something that, we never really thought about deals and pipelines from a perspective of providing technical support. And that's
HubSpot's like a
CRM.
yeah, contact management.
Yeah.
Okay. And is there marketing like included in that?
In HubSpot?
Like in HubSpot, is there marketing
Yeah,
You have to
campaigns
upgrade
and
the
stuff?
plan.
They have different
Like
tiers.
sales
Yeah.
funnel
You
kind
get
of
some
stuff too.
in- yeah, and you can.
But this does now too.
Yeah, what makes ours a little bit different is that those are more specialized. The platforms out there in the world are more specialized what they are. Salesforce and they don't basically try to build out the tools and features themselves. What we've learned is that running a business is like I got 16 different platforms that I'm logging into in order to make it happen. And so what we want to provide from a platform perspective is one place that does it all.
Yeah, that's what I want.
Well, and that was the problem with HubSpot. Once you were done and you closed the deal, that data was not in the operation system. So now it's contained, it's closed, it's done, but now somebody has to do data entry or some sort of import export or some sort of migration to get it from HubSpot into whatever your next step software is. Here, you track the deal, you follow it all the way through, you close the deal, you immediately click one button, and it flips the deal over, creates a ticket, adds it to the customer account. And if there was no customer account, it takes the lead and turns it into a customer. And automatically now you have a ticket open with all the details from the sales process ready to rock and roll.
With all their services that they might have been adding as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Vendor management, inventory asset tracking, host name management, IP network management, campaign management. You can do email marketing. We even have payroll services that we can, punch you in and out. Warranty, renewal services. I mean, at this point right now, there's so much stuff in here that I have a hard time convincing people of the platform does everything that it does, because it's impossible that it does everything.
Well, we've been using this for years. We still don't use everything.
No, I think you're still at about a 50% usage.
Yeah.
And that's, you guys basically live in service. It's a service where you're providing service and tickets and responsiveness. Like I said, the integrated phone and SMS features you guys don't really use, but it's available to anyone who purchases a server / node and gets it all set up. I mean, we provide one of the coolest things that I think that the platform actually does provide is the ability for you to go through and request features.
Oh, I love that. Do you have that up here? Oh yeah, Tyler, in the top right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the feature requests. I mean, it's a community-driven ERP is what I like to call it. So you can go ahead and request a new feature, and it gets put to a vote by everybody who's logged in across all the nodes.
I gotta be honest,
everywhere.
I never vote.
Nah,
I feel bad. I should.
You consider this is this
do
you consider it like an open source kind of code that you're making, or
no, it's not. It's proprietary,
but it's community.
But it's community driven. So people who are using it have a right to make suggestions.
How many people understand your code? Like, do you have a base of people? What happens if Victor jumps off a cliff?
If Victor decides to jump off a cliff, that'd be a sad
Two
thing.
suicide references.
Yeah, what's going on?
Jimmy's going dark.
Okay?
Did you get a bad haircut or something?
What if Victor falls on the ice?
So, it's all very well documented.
It's Puerto Rican. They don't go on ice. No, they don't do ice.
I'm going to say right now, wintertime, I want to go to Florida. But from a standpoint, it's all self-contained, self-updating. So worst case scenario, development stops hard if something was to happen to me. But we have other developers.
Some of your guys are pretty impressive. You got a couple of dudes.
And so let's take the laughing rock point. So if something happens to Victor, what are you gonna do? If you lose all contact with him and how do you take this software now and run with it? Are you able to pick up where he left off, or?
No, we could not pick up the development on this. This is a very customized LucidTrac, but he's got a development team.
Right.
It's not Victor's software; it's OmniV's software.
So he needs
he's the
like
president of the company, but he's got other guys.
So he needs like a V code book that's like the HTML book.
We have all that developer documentation, developer.lucidtrac.com. You got in there and understand the API structure behind your stuff. We try to be very lucid in the documentation and in what the platform does.
I see what happened there.
Yeah, so
that's pretty good.
LucidTrac is literally, we'll be able to help you from an organizational standpoint track very clearly, which is what Lucid stands for, all the aspects of the way the business works. You know what I mean? So instead of having to be in HubSpot and Salesforce and now there's certain situations where I can't help it. We work with realtors. They have to go into Fannie Mae. I'm never going to replicate the stuff that they had no choice. They have to do mortgage loans, cash letters, things like that. But one step closer, the intake forms that they're using, things of that nature, we can actually now generate those letters for Fannie Mae, and they don't have to go into Fannie Mae. We can push it to Fannie Mae.
Yeah.
And so those kind of situations are the integration parts of the software that we can get really specific based upon your needs and your install. So your server, you want specialized code, we can teach your programmers how to write specific to your bunch.
So we want to do a scenario?
Yeah, I mean, I can show you
Well, here I'll give you the scenario. The scenario is that there's 100 commercial properties across the states. Everything we have fire code inspection stuff, like the fire sprinkler systems. Just like I seen all the warranty stuff in here, so we're thinking of a system that we can use to have all of those updates and inspections and everything that goes along with managing a commercial property, where there's like dings and bells.
I use this for my property management. This is flawless for that because it allows, Tyler, can you go into the customer section?
Yeah, sure.
It allows nesting. So let's
and
say
Airbnb
let's
scenario.
say you have a parent company. Let's say whatever the parent company, ABC company, and you have 10 buildings that's owned by ABC company, and each building has 5 units. You create ABC company, then underneath ABC company, you create each of your 10 buildings, and they're nested underneath. And then underneath each of those 10 buildings, you create your 5 units per building. And now you can give every building manager a login. They can only see their own building. You can give every tenant a login, and they can only see their unit because they're nested down below. But you, as the parent company, can see all the buildings and all the units, which means a tenant can log in, only see their unit, and they can submit a ticket for a leaky faucet or a broken toilet or whatever they've got going on. Your building manager will see it, and you'll see it, but the other building managers won't see it, and the other tenants won't see it. It works fantastic for any type of property management. And then
asset tracking.
Asset tracking,
track
warranty
all the,
tracking,
you know,
that stuff's great too. We use that all the time. That's how we do our server warranty renewals, firewall renewals, things like that.
We actually have a map that we can show you of what that looks like. Actually, a good advice. So scroll up and hit right there. You view the dependency tree right there for that. So it's got a bunch of
The other similar scenario that I'm thinking about here is like in our club where
You're
we
going to
have
need to get permission from Jam if we're going to not gray this out.
Oh, yeah.
I can bleep and blur.
Okay, bleep and blur.
then you got to blur Craig's reference of.
Close. Do me a favor. You see,
Bleep and blur. And now
get
your
rid
reference.
of the load tree equals and then the number there, and you can see what a real dependency tree looks like. So you see it in the average part?
I'm just trying to find my mouse.
I don't know where your mouse is at either.
So the other scenario that I think is going to run closely to this that I want to get out
All that
while we're going to go into this is we look at our club and the Discord server, and we have members in where the members sign up and they give their information, and then they have different Discord IDs that we're trying to link to that so that we can identify who's who when we're doing things. That's another like sort of part of a database that I think we need. That maybe it could potentially. So this is Laughing Rock's dependency tree. Okay, and so do you see that big blue node? That's the biggest stuff is the server and how it builds. Is that K Klopp over there?
Probably not.
So it looks like a DNA molecule.
Unlikely, Jimmy.
I didn't even get a bubble, did I?
I don't think so. I don't think you got a bubble.
So Tyler, you can move if you grab your blue circle and move it up to the right hand corner.
This one?
Yep, just hold it and drag it, and so that way you can see the way the tree kind of shifts out. So what you're looking at is
that is adorable.
This is interesting, man.
This is what a real dependency tree model should look like. So the big dots, the big circles, the big A, the big C, those are all customers with dependencies.
Okay, so maybe multiple offices, or they're responsible for other companies.
Right. So you can see that those lines are going to be green. And so if you drag that A, Tyler, that first A, any one of those A's, just move it out. You can see that line will follow out. So the green connects it as a hard, and then the little red lines that run to it are the dependencies under it.
Well, you look at that.
Wow.
Well, ain't that a pip?
That's all handwritten.
Seems beautiful for
it is interesting to look at. Regiscope, I mean, I didn't get permission. One of the companies that we work with, Regiscope Digital Imaging, their tree is massive. I mean, they have thousands of locations.
Well, yeah, they've got every shop on the East Coast.
Yeah, and so it's nice. I like looking at
I think about the venture cap and all the different projects we're involved in and
note them all up. All you got to do is just create customers. It'll automatically create this.
Yeah,
this gets auto-generated.
This happens automatically for you.
Yeah, so
this is pretty sweet because then say like you have a project and this would create contacts, everybody that's affiliated with the project.
Oh yeah,
am I seeing? Okay.
Chai, you can show them a deal if you want.
Yeah, go ahead and pull up. I mean, we've already been in Champion. I can talk to Carl. He's getting free press.
I mean, he was on the podcast.
He was on the podcast. He's probably going to be cool. I can reach out to him. I mean, we'll blur out anything. We won't.
Yeah, sensitive.
Yeah, we'll blur out specific names and emails and stuff like that. But yeah, so here's their contact list for their company. For them, it's really just management. Some companies might have 30, 40 contacts in there because they want us working with multiple people. Where are you going?
I just went to his contact page just to show.
Oh, okay.
So like, what does it cost to have something like this a month? Like, what is is it a subscription based?
It is monthly subscription. A standard node is $300 a month, unlimited users, like we said. So if you're paying, you do the math on how many different services you're paying for now, Salesforce, the HubSpot, and all the different. We cost factored enough so that we can say that about $300 for the starting node or starting server will allow you to run the business, and you're entitled to everything that's available within inside that node. All the features, bells and whistles turned on for you, including some of the new stuff that we're doing. We just got the digital document signing for.
I'm excited for that. You got to clean up the code at the bottom of that thing, though.
We'll work on it. But there's a lot of basically bells and whistles there. Certain things. When we set you up with a node, we assign you a phone line to it, so that you can use it to communicate with the people who you want to communicate with. At that point, you can get to as many different lines and numbers attached to it. So every one of your sales team members or your people can have different phone numbers attached to it. You can share the common number so that communications happens in real time. Like if I were to send a text message to the platform, as a matter of fact, why not?
Here, why don't we start when we start the back half of that? We're actually at the end of we're at our first break, so hold on to that. We're going to test the texting in real time, and we're going to take a quick break so we can hear from probably Burger King or something, whoever's advertising.
At least
this week.
Burger King.
Burger King.
We'll be right back.
The Broken Agenda Podcast. Sponsored by Laughing Rock Technology.
There's 3 guys and a parakeet in an office somewhere. They're like, we just need a website, guys. Just put something up.
I just like watching people running around with virtual goggles on, hitting walls and bouncing off. You can't go running for real.